Did you work jobs?
Oh, did I work jobs? Yeah, I worked loads
Well,
of
like
jobs.
retail jobs and stuff, yeah?
Oh, no, what? Fast food jobs.
Okay,
Yeah.
fast food jobs, yeah?
Yeah, I did 6 months in the McDonald's drive-thru. I worked 3 years in a pret-a-manger store in Luton
Yeah.
Airport making sandwiches. I've done the horrible jobs, and I've done the fast food jobs. And it's those jobs, the real selling your time for money hour by hour, that teaches you the value of things.
As a high-value woman, before you say to that man, you can have a day off and you're allowed to be sad today, you will only even get with him. Let me change that. You will only even acknowledge he exists if he's ignored how he feels 99% of the time before that. Because if he was sad most of the time before that, he never would have got to a place where he could attract a woman like you. The man who works in Starbucks, who's sad all the time, you won't reply to him. Neither will any other female. So for women to come along and pretend they about the fact that most men are basically invisible. There is not a female on the planet who's invisible today. You can be a 4, overweight, fat, you'll still go to the club and get attention. 99% of the men go to the club and nobody even talks to them. If they try and talk to a girl, they get blanked and ignored. Most men are absolutely and utterly invisible. This is the truth about masculinity.
I don't think most women can actually genuinely understand how lonely the majority of men are.
Yeah.
And you need to truly understand, if you're Joe Schmo, average in nearly every way, in Starbucks working, you ain't getting a DM ever. You girls will never be lonely. As much as you might be unhappy with the possible suitors, you can at least about and flirt if you feel sad.
Yeah.
There are men out here in the world who have genuine loneliness. And I can prove this statistically. Why do you think it's all the men killing themselves compared to the
education system is corrupt, the medical system is corrupt, the judicial system is corrupt. You name a system, it's corrupted. All of them are. And we're told inside of the
Democracy's a scam as well.
Oh, democracy's corrupt. The electoral system's definitely corrupt. So we're told that. Yeah, we're told go to school, work hard, get a degree, you'll get a job, you'll end up rich, save for your 401k, don't worry about your pension, you're going to own your home one day, vote for your candidate, it really matters, and you're going to be a happy citizen. And it turns out every single part of that is a lie. And that is the Matrix. And the reason I call it that is because of the movie. In the movie, that Neo is living in a false version of reality, which is very separate and different than the real reality, just to keep him placated so that his body heat can be harnessed by the machines. And that's effectively what the governments of the West are trying to do now. They want you to pay taxes, you need to work, and they want to keep your mind distracted and placated enough for you to continue to pay taxes, even though your cost of living keeps going up, your living standard keeps going down, crime keeps going up, you can't let your kids play outside, you're miserable, the traffic and the commute is getting worse day by day, your life is degrading in real time, your only chance to get out of it is to get rich. You can't, and you're stuck. So they have to broadcast enough garbage into your brain that you get distracted by TikTok. You do not stand a chance of escaping the Matrix with any of the traditional pre-trodden paths. You're never going to get rich if you get a university degree from traditional education. You're never going to get rich by buying your first home. You're never going to get rich by getting a job. You're only ever going to get rich or getting lucky. So you have to decide, do you want to gamble all of your money and risk all of your net worth on meme coins with a 1% chance of success? Or do you want to risk basically no money, less than the price of lunch? However, you have to dedicate yourself, put in a little bit of time and effort and dedication and gumption and motivate yourself with a 100% chance of success. Stop gambling, stop waiting, stop risking all of your wealth on stupid coins, allowing it to be stolen by some 12-year-old Peru. You're never going to be able to open a mom and pop shop like your parents did.
You're never going to be able to buy a house on a single income, working a normal job after your university education.
You're never going to be able to get rich by going to school. You're never going to be able to buy a house. Most companies are completely saturated. You literally stand no chance. Your options are gamble and risk it all, the Matrix, join another Matrix, play GTA 6, build a character, and live a fantasy of who you could have been if only you were a little bit more dedicated.
Most men ain't shit. You know that. If you think about it, most men ain't shit. Go walk down the high street. Tell me how many of them stand a chance with you. Usually in zero. Most men are desperately lonely.
Right? It's very easy for women to sit here and complain about the top 2% of men because I dealt with this guy, he's arrogant, blah, 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 blah. Most men don't exist. They send 10,000 DMs and never even get read, let alone replied to. So if you just sit here and say, I'll get a G, a big G, a boss, a millionaire, and let him have a day off, very nice of you. I'm sure you would. But if a guy who wanted to have days off all the time, he never would have got important enough in the first place to attract a woman like you. And that is the reality. As a man, it's player versus player. It's ultimately competitive. And as a man, you have to outcompete the other men who are prepared to get up and do it anyway. That's how it works. There's no such thing as saying, I'm sad, I need 2 weeks off. Not as a man if you want to be important. Maybe as a chick, you can always put more foundation on and be hot again. Great. Not as a man. If you want to be important as a man, you have shit to do.
Joe Schmo gets 0 DMs a year, and possibly 1 chick a year who might talk to him. His average ass chick, her inbox is still full.
Man.
She still has unlimited options. Maybe they ain't great options, but she still has options. And this is the point. This is why men struggle in breakups more than women. How many times have you been with a guy and after the breakup, he's blowing up your phone? Do you know why? Because you can go out to the club the same day and get a new guy. Even though that guy was still a cool dude, he's going to be lonely for months now. That's why he's blowing up your phone. It is harder as a man. It's a harder game as a man from head to toe. It always has been.
When I speak and I say these things, I think 1 in every 10,000 people understand me. And I hope the other 9,999 don't understand me, to be honest with you. Because for there to be winners, there has to be losers. I like that the Matrix exists as long as I'm not in it. I want to be outside of it. You know, it's fine. I like that they inflate the currency because I own a bunch of real estate. It's fine to me. I win. But if you want to win, you got to escape it. And I think the way to do that is different for men and women, to be honest. I can only talk from the masculine perspective because the masculine perspective is the only one I know because I'm a man. But in the world today as a man, and this kind of ties back into what you were saying earlier about standing out from the crowd, it is far more difficult to achieve a genuinely unique status than it's ever been. Because money alone doesn't work anymore. We live in Dubai. Who doesn't have a Lambo? Who cares? Who doesn't have money? Who cares? Right? So you can't just have money. You need to have money and charisma and intellect and wisdom. And you need to be smart. You need to be brave.
And physically fit.
And physically fit, in good shape. You have to add all these things together. And then you need status. You need clout. You need to add all of this up. And it's getting harder and harder for men to break through to that 1%. And the true answer to all of these things is you need to be prepared to take risks and suffer the pain of failing, because you're not going to win every single time. I like to believe the universe is fairly balanced. And I like to believe that everybody gets what they deserve, both the good and the bad. And I like to believe that I deserve all of the amazing things I have, and I deserve all of the bad things that happen to me. And that's probably me optimizing my mind for competency and the capability to deal with things. Because if something bad happens to me and I believe I deserve it, it's much easier than going, oh, poor me. I don't have a victim mindset. So when bad things happen to me, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't realize that I cut someone off in traffic 3 weeks ago. And that delay caused them to miss the birth of their child. So I deserve this.
You deserve to be in Romania.
I deserve to be in Romanian jail. You know, that's just how I optimize my mindset. So I never feel sorry for myself. And I think the reason I do that is because it allows me to handle things easier. I think that every single person watching this has exactly what they deserve. I think everything good in your life, you deserve it. Everything bad in your life, you deserve it. If you're important and famous, you deserve that. If you don't deserve it. You have exactly what you deserve. Where you are and who you are is what you should be. The reason for that is because when you blame yourself for things, you become competitive. And the world for a man is actually more competitive than the world for a woman. And women, to a degree, not all women, but some women manage to get by not being particularly competitive. They're just pretty, or they know enough people. And they just go through life not really blaming themselves for anything because they don't have to optimize in any way. But if you want to optimize yourself, you always have to take fault for everything all of the time.
It's very important that the losers do the loser shit so the winners can do the winner things. So you should be very happy that people are going to choose to do it in a fictional world instead of the real world. But you have to look in the mirror tonight. Everyone who is watching this clip needs to look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you the type of person who wants to live in a fantasy and LARP, or are you the kind of person who wants to be that man for real? This is the decision you have to make, and this binary decision will actually affect how your entire life plays out, and it tells me everything I need to know about who you are as a person. If you said to me and gave me those two options, the option is clear. In fact, there is only one possible choice. If you're sitting there debating, maybe I should do it for real, but that sounds hard. If I do it in the game, it'll be a little bit more fun at the beginning before I get rich. And if I do it in the real world, I have to get rich first. So, let me just play the game. You are born to lose. And that is why, and I state this with absolute arrogance, that is why I love laughing at brokies. Can deserve it. That is why I drive around in my Pagani making fun of all of you. That's why I eat lobster ravioli with caviar on top. I don't even like it. That's why. It doesn't even taste good, because it costs more than you can afford. That is why I eat it, because I have worked to get here and I deserve everything I have, and everybody who has nothing deserves only nothing. The universe is extremely giving and extremely fair, and losers stay losers because they deserve to be losers, and rich people got rich because they deserve to be rich. What should happen is everybody should now be more dedicated than ever to get strong and get rich. If GTA 6 is so popular, gym memberships should go through the roof. Entrepreneurship should go through the roof. People trying to learn how to get rich should go through the roof. But no, that's not happening. Instead, people are waiting for the false version so they can sit and LARP, because they're losers. Anybody who is excited about GTA 6 but is not working hard in the gym and trying to get rich so they can live GTA 6 for real is a loser. By definition, a loser. This is an insult on the people who sit here and go, that looks fun, but don't want to do it for real because they're scared.
Yeah.
Cowards. The fact that the ideal masculine experience includes jail, because jail is a symbol of resistance against oppression, which is a mark of manhood. The fact that men would rather LARP to pretend to be something than take the risk of being that thing in the real world and doing it for real. Because there's nothing you can say as a brokey to make a woman stay loyal to you. Nothing.
Nothing.
There is nothing you can do as a brokey to get a 10 and make her loyal to you. Let me tell you why the red pill is done and why there's no point talking about it. And anyone who's still talking about dating is because Instagram has made the entire dating market absolutely transactional. Rich men thing, brokies fuck nothing. That's the dating market. Done. Here's the real red pill for you. Rich men have 20 girls on their table and have sex with all of them, and brokies sit there messaging girls who don't reply. That's red pill. There it is. Done. There's no little tricks. There's no game. You're not going to neg her. You're not going to sit there as a brokey and go, hey, I like your hair, but it would look better if it was cut another way. I read a red pill book. And her sit there and go, oh, the man who works in Starbucks doesn't like my haircut. Let me suck his dick. Never gonna happen. You brokies are never getting laid. The red pill is done. The world's transactional. And Dubai highlights the transactional nature of women in a way which is actually quite refreshing.
Yeah.
It's actually quite nice for a woman to say, yes, you have 20 other girlfriends. Yes, you have sex with everything that moves. Yes, you my best friend.
Can I come lay by your pool? Sure.
Sure, come lay by the pool.
Sure.
You have a nice pool. Can I come take Instagram pictures? Fine.
Sure. See you here.
Whereas in other cities, you're going to sit there and go, my girl's not a soul-sucking cum slut. She's a good woman. And you're going to fall in love with her and marry her, and then she's going to divorce you. And you know what you're going to do after 10 years of wasting your time because your city is slower than Dubai? You're going to sit there with your head in your hands going, I can't believe she just wanted money.
All you dudes who marry girls who, quote unquote, aren't gold diggers, how does that go in divorce court? Does she say, no, I don't want anything?
Yeah.
Or does 100% of the time she tries to get everything she can? I'm just curious.
It turns out all women are fucking gold diggers.
Turns out 100% of the time in a divorce, they try and get everything they can.
It's so funny. Dudes are like, well, if you're rich, how do you know a woman really loves you? She loves the fucking money, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine with me. I don't give a fuck because I have money. That's like saying, how do I know she really loves me? Because she only loves the things I have, like a big dick and muscles and status and money. What kind of fucking even logic is that? It's like she loves everything I have because that's what women do.
It's like saying to a beautiful girl, how do you know Tristan's really into you because you're so attractive?
Someone come up to me and said, Andrew, you're very famous, very rich, very strong. Everyone knows you, and you're going to take care of me, and I'm going to do everything you say, and I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm only going to be with you because you're the best man on the planet, and I'm with you primarily because of your achievements. I would say,
fair.
Smart decision.
Yeah, fair.
Suck this.
Yeah. Come lay by the pool.
Fine. Like, who gives a fuck? Oh, so you don't really love me for me? What does that even mean? Me is rich and strong and famous and important. What is me without my achievements?
I wouldn't like me for me without my achievements.
What is me without any money, any achievement, any status, any capability, any fighting prowess, a big dick? What is me without any of my things? What am I, just a blob?